Many years ago, in the peaceful village of Umuku, lived a good farmer named Chukuma and his very beautiful wife, Adaora. Adaora was a very happy and loud 20-year-old young woman, and she loved their son, Ifeanyi, very much. Ifeanyi was just 3 years old. He was a very handsome little child who had clear river stone eyes and was Adaora's greatest joy. Adaora carried Ifeanyi everywhere she went and never wanted him out of her sight. One morning, after Adaora and Chukuma had an argument about their livestock, Chukuma was angry and needed the home space to himself to reflect. Adaora, he told her, we need oil and salt. Please go to the big Onitsha market and buy what we need. Adaora also needed that work, so she tied Ifeanyi to her back with her best blue cloth. She promised they would be back quickly. As they walked the long road, she sang happy songs and danced with Ifeanyi giggling happily at her back. The Onitsha market was a very big market. It remains one of the biggest markets in West Africa, and traders from all over Africa come there to trade on the market days. When Adaora and Ifeanyi reached the Onitsha market, it was very loud and crowded. It was filled with people, food, and strong smells, both pleasant and unpleasant. While shopping, Adaora strapped Ifeanyi tightly at her back. However, as she moved round the market, he felt heavy and her back began to hurt, so she put Ifeanyi down just once to count her money. Then she started arguing loudly with a trader, Mama Ngozi, to get a better price for palm oil. Ifeanyi spotted a very big talking drum being played in the distance. It was the first time he had seen a drum so big. All the ones in Umuku were little drums. Mommy, look at the drum, Ifeanyi said, tugging at Adaora's cloth. He pointed to the man was playing the drum nearby. Adaora was distracted for only a moment, trying to save a little money, so she did not hear Ifeanyi. When she looked down again, the space next to her was empty. Ifeanyi? She whispered at first, trying to understand what was happening. Then Adaora broke into a loud scream that made the people in the market turn to look at her. Adaora dropped the oil and it spilled red on the ground. She ran, pushing through people and past baskets. She screamed her son's name until her voice broke, but the market kept going and no one stopped to help her. By the time the sun went down, Adaora returned to Umuku alone. Her eyes were empty from shock. When she informed Chukuma about what happened, he called his brothers and kinsmen to their compound. "Where is my son?" he asked, his voice cold. Adaora fell to the ground. "My elders and husbands, the market took him. I made one mistake and he was gone." Chukuma was furious. "You lost my future. You cannot stay here." He told his brothers and kinsmen that he was done with the marriage and shut Adaora out of the house. The next morning, Adaora was forced to leave. She took only her old blue cloth and a small container holding a lock of Ifeanyi's baby hair and a favorite beautiful wooden carved spoon that he loved. Adaora carried the memory of her son in her heart. She never gave up on him. She spent 12 long years looking for her son. She traveled across the whole country, working hard everywhere she went. She scrubbed floors in bars, carrying heavy sand on construction sites, and learning new languages. People started calling her Onyena Achonwa, the one who searches for a child. She left messages everywhere with the inscription Adaora seeks Ifini, scar on left knee, my life. Her body was tired, but her heart was filled with hope that she would find her son one day. After 12 years, Adaora was working at a big fancy wedding in the city of Auka. The sponsor of the wedding was a powerful, rich man, Chief Ezugo. She was contracted as a waiter in the ceremony. As she carried food to serve guests, she saw him. A boy, now 15, stood nearby. He was tall, but he had those same familiar river stone eyes, and there was the small scar on his left knee. Adaora stood frozen, staring at him. The tray of food crashed to the floor. "Ifeanyi, my son Ifeanyi, I am your mother. Remember me?" she cried out, rushing to hug him. Chief Ezogo's wife, Lady Amaka, quickly grabbed him. "This crazy woman is claiming my son," she screamed. She instructed her bodyguards to throw Adaora out. Both Lady Amaka and Adaora had no idea that the chief had secretly bought the boy years ago and raised him as his own before he married Lady Amaka. Adaora had to fight back. She hired a lawyer. The court battle lasted 3 years. The rich chief used his money to lie, but a DNA test finally proved the truth. Ifeanyi was Adaora's son. On the night before the final court decision, Ifeanyi had now turned 18 the day before. Adaora put on a festival disguise and sneaked into the chief's house. She found Ifeanyi alone. "My child," she whispered. Ifeanyi was confused. He was used to his rich, new life. Adaora gave him the small container with his baby hair and favorite wooden spoon. "Do you remember the moon following us home to Umuku?" she asked. Ifeanyi looked into her eyes. He started to recollect fragments of his childhood. He remembered his mother always singing for him and dancing. She sang one of the songs from his childhood, and he immediately remembered. Just then, the bodyguards and Lady Amaka ran in as they had detected a security breach. Ifeanyi looked at his poor, tired birth mother and his rich, angry adopted mother. He stood tall and made his choice. "She is my mother," he told the bodyguards. "Leave her alone." Chief Ezugo confessed to his wife Dani and Adaora. Adaora promised not to press charges if he dropped all charges against her. Chief Ezugo did this. Ifeanyi chose to return to his blood mother, but still considered the chief and his wife as his parents too, and visited them often. When Adaora and Ifeanyi returned to Umuku, Chukwuma, now sad and old, fell on his knees to apologize, but Adaora walked past him and warned him never to come close to them. She and Ifeanyi rebuilt their house together with support from the chief. Ifeanyi later went to the big university in Umuku to study medicine. Whenever he visited Adaora, she would still sing her lullaby, and Ifeanyi joined her, their voices finally together again. The moral lessons from the story is that a mother's love never stops. Though Adaora lost everything and was gone for many years, but she never gave up searching. This shows that the deepest love is stronger than any hardship or time. The second moral lesson is that money cannot buy true family. Chief Ezogo was powerful and rich, but he could not buy the boy's real bond with his birth mother. The truth of family is more important than wealth. Finally, think before you act. Chukwuma was quick to judge Adaora and send her away. His quick anger cost him a lifetime without his son. It teaches us to be patient, listen, and support our loved ones before making big decisions. If you enjoyed this story, please comment, like, subscribe, and share for more amazing stories like this on Stories with Neoma. See you in the next story. Bye.